What's up, everybody? Welcome to the live stream for UFC 259. We have 15 fights on the card of the year, and I was honestly not expecting all 15 to still be on the card. Of course, we still have time, but so far it's looking pretty good as far as weigh-ins goes. Everybody made weight except, I believe, Askarov. But other than that, weigh-ins looked good. Everybody looked good, so I do expect 15 fights to be on this card when it's all said and done tomorrow. But yeah, tons to talk about. Tons of action as well. I think I have 7 bets. I'm looking at placing a couple more as well. So before we get started, if you guys can leave a like on the video, let's try to get to 150 likes by the time we get out of here. We did fall short last time. I think we finished with like 130. So let's get 150 by the time we do get out of here. And also hit the sub button. We're like 31 subs away from 10K. So also would be nice to get 10K before we get out of here. But I see you guys in the chat. Bobby Boucher in the chat. I take showers. Yeah, you're cracking me up. Before I was starting this, and you take showers with your pants on. So shout out to Bobby Boucher. Let's see here. Brandon Moore, how you doing? Megan Anderson all day. Yeah, I see some Megan Anderson love out there. See here. What's up, John? Save this. Going to make a lineup full of women's MMA for DK and win first. Yeah, I mean, there's some decent women's MMA fighters on this card. You got Nunes, Lemos. See you, Souza, in the chat. What's up, Jacob? Desmond says, tremendous card for his birthday. Happy birthday to you. Yeah, really, really good card for your birthday there. All right, Bobby Boucher, come on. Come on now. Let's calm it down. Nick says, pee pee poo poo. I agree with you. Bill says, scrounge up the dogs. Yeah, lots of dogs this card. Lots of dogs. I think the dogs are going to be barking. What's up, Jacob? What's up, Andy? Good to see you as always as well. What's up, brother? How many fights and which this week are 5-round max? We have 3 5-round fights. All 3, which I think 2 out of the 3 have a good chance of going the distance. Why did Jacoby win the decision? Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I scored the fight for Grisham personally. I thought it was a close fight, but yeah, that sucks. But I didn't have action on it either way. Santos going to get the KO. Definitely live for it. Big Hotel, what's up? How you doing? Shoe Joe, what's up? Let's go, Jan. Let's make some money. I agree. Locked in quarantine. Only thing getting me through. There you go. And we have some good fights to get you through as well. You know what, Bobby Boucher? Water sucks. And Gatorade is better. That's what I have to say to you. Chat's funny today. Brady can't hold his... Yeah, Bobby Boucher is cracking me up. I'm with you. I have a couple props so far. I'm looking at a couple more as well. Rick says, hey, my birthday is tomorrow. And there you go. Happy birthday. Happy early birthday. I agree. Last week's fights did suck. Yeah, by KO. Okay, so before we get into it, I do want to shout out the sponsor, Pub Sports Radio. Go head over there. I put the link in the description for the channel. Tomorrow we're going to be going live for the fights. I want to say the fights start at 6 o'clock p.m. Eastern time. And I've been actually making an appearance on there the past 2 cards. I think I'll be on there again. There we do live betting. We do commentary as well. So come hang out tomorrow with us. The link will be in the description below. And then also on Karma Media, the link will be in the description below as well. Going to be going live an hour before the fights, so around like 5 o'clock p.m. Eastern time, and just talking a lot of strategy, talking lineup percentages, and all that, because I did not make my lineups yet. I make them, Friday night, so we'll talk about all of that. But with that said, with all that out of the way, let's get into the card of the year. All right, so we have a fun one, Mario Batista versus Trevin Jones. Mario Batista opened up minus 245, currently sitting at minus 235. Trevin Jones opened up plus 185, currently at plus 195. I do like Mario Batista in this fight quite a bit. Trevin Jones in his UFC debut had that win that got it turned into a no contest, I believe, I believe he tested positive for marijuana, but we all saw what happened. I mean, he went out there and took an absolute beating in the first round. The ref was really close to stopping that. Came out in the second round and knocked out Tamir Valiev. But in that fight, he just absorbed so many punches. He absorbed nearly 10 per minute in that fight with like a 29% striking defense. He didn't look all that great. I think this fight's going to be very fun. I think both guys are going to throw a ton. I'm looking hard at the fight doesn't go to decision, which is plus money because I do think this is going to be a war. But the problem is Batista's never been knocked down, and neither has Jones. But I just think this is going to be an absolute war. So I do think it has a good chance of finishing, especially in the small cage. I think there's going to be tons of volume. Yeah, but I like Batista. I don't really think Trevin Jones is UFC caliber. I think his last win against Tamir Valiev was honestly a fluke. Valiev hurt him so bad. He was so close to stopping the fight. The ref was looking hard. Valiev needed to do just a little bit more, and then he got caught. But yeah, I like Batista here. He is going to be in one of my parlays. As far as DraftKings goes, I don't know about the 9,100 for Batista because I like so many other plays up in that 9K range, so I'm not going to have too much of them. And as far as a punt with Trevin Jones, I might throw a little bit in there because he is kind of dangerous. But then again, I really do like Batista in this matchup. So give me Mario Batista. I have him in a parlay. I did not play the fight. Doesn't get the decision yet. But it is something I'm looking really hard at because this is going to be a war. It's going to be a war. It's going to be a fun fight. And I think it's a great way to kick off UFC 259 here. Shujo, Brady, Ulberg, Makachev, parlay. I think Ulberg's fine. I think Brady and Makachev are good parlay pieces. Ulberg just kind of iffy on him myself, but he should win. We'll talk about that more a little bit. Batista all day. Let me know when you're ready for the easiest money on the card. Let's hear it, Anton. Let's hear it. Batista all day long. Batista is a good parlay piece. I think so. I parlayed it myself, so I'd say so. Ulberg's going to lose. Let's take this down. I agree. Took Jones by KO plus 1,000. If he wins, it's going to be by probably KO. But then again, I just don't think that happens. Mario all day by decision, better wrestling. I do think if he wants to, he can take down Jones at will. Jones has a pretty sketchy takedown defense. Exactly. Who's reffing this fight? Jones by sub. Interesting. So Jones by sub is plus 1,330. Sandhagen subbed Batista, but Sandhagen's like levels above Trevin Jones. What's up, man? Let's build some parlays. I need money for gas to get to Portugal. There you go. We can sleep easy now that it was just potatoes and almonds back. Yeah, that was kind of surprising and kind of sketchy. I don't know if I believe that it was potatoes because I don't think they would have cut him originally if it was potatoes. You know what I mean? So that was weird. I'm worried about Ulberg as well. I'm definitely with you. I bet you bet your house on Anderson by KO. Oh my goodness. I hope being homeless isn't as bad as they say. Well, best of luck to you. Big Brady, what's up, man? Polish power all day. What's up, Dustin? How you doing? I don't hate Anderson. Yeah, Anderson's actually, getting some popularity. I can't wait to break that down. Ulberg, Brady, and Medic parlay. Risky, but I don't hate it. I agree. Let's get that money. Yeah, exactly. What was in the potatoes? Something was in the potatoes. I agree. I don't believe it. But yeah, first fight of the night, I think it's fantastic. And like I've been saying all week, I think every single fight on this card is fantastic. I don't think there's one bad fight outside of the Lemos and Souza is probably the worst one, but even then it should be somewhat decent. Yeah, I keep seeing Keith Peterson on Twitter. Is that his actual Twitter? Because there's no way that's Keith Peterson. If it is, that's legendary, but I don't know. Megan, yeah, personally, I don't think Megan has a chance anywhere. Casey Kenney by decision. Bet on the mullet. The General Alex, how you doing? Okay. All right, so we'll get into the next fight here. And yeah, kind of struggling with this one, honestly. I see a lot of love on the Medic side. I get it. The dude's looked fantastic, but he's somebody from the Alaskan fight scene, which is always very sketchy. His opposition has been very sketchy, and he's going out there. He's beating these guys. He's looking good, but I've seen him taken down by extremely, bottom of the barrel opponents on the Alaskan fight scene. So yeah, kind of iffy on this one. I do think Medic is going to present some problems, at least early for a long Cruz. But the problem with Medic is he's never been to the third round. He's never been to decision. He's been to the second round once, and that fight lasted 30 seconds in the second round. So what happens if Cruz is able to extend this fight, get it to the second round, get it to the third round? What happens if Cruz goes in there with the game plan of taking down Medic, which Medic's takedown defense doesn't look great on the regional scene, at least. I'm sure he's making improvements, but this is probably one of the biggest passes on the card for me just because of the question marks with Uros Medic. I know he's training at a good camp, Kings MMA. I'm sure he's making those improvements, but I don't know. Something I was looking at all week was the under 1.5 rounds. Every single one of the Medic's fights has ended before that 1.5 mark, and we did see Cruz get knocked out in like the first minute of his last fight, and Cruz has been finished in all three of his losses. So I was actually looking at the under 1.5. It is plus money. It is, I think, plus 115, something like that. I honestly don't hate that. I'm taking a good look at it, and somebody in my Discord pointed this out. I forget who it was. I think it might have been Uncle Wheezy. But Wheezy was talking about a possible a long Cruz in the third round, which is like plus 1,800, or at least it was at the time. But if Medic does not get this fight done early, how's that cardio going to look? And it kind of reminds me of, someone in like Louis Kosuke, who was a finisher. He never, had a win outside of the first round. And then we saw him get into that second round, that third round. He looked awful. I mean, the cardio was not there. Could Medic, have a big cardio dump? Could he look awful in the second and third round? I don't know. We haven't seen it. So question marks all around. I'm looking hard at the under. Have not bet it yet. And maybe take a shot on a long Cruz in like the third round. But I do think this finishes. I do think it's a very important fight for DraftKings. I think it's one of the more important fights as well. I'm going to have a ton of ownership on both sides. If Medic wins, it's more than likely going to be in the first round. If a long Cruz wins, I think he can win in the later rounds, maybe sneak out a decision as well. And he's 7,300. So I'm going to have a ton of ownership on this fight. The picks Medic, I think he gets done in the first round. Medic in the first round is not a bad look, but I think the under 1.5 is probably a little bit safer. And that is something that I'm very close to pulling the trigger on. I just have not yet. But it's definitely something I'm looking at. So give me Euros Medic for the win. First round knockout. I don't think Alon Cruz is good, but I do think he could present some problems if he does make this fight, go into the later rounds. So who do you guys have in this fight? Anybody taking the shot on Alon Cruz? The line's weird. So the line opened up minus 170, and it's currently minus 170. Alon Cruz opened up plus 140, currently plus 145. So the line actually hasn't moved at all. And I'm seeing a ton of love on the Medic side. So I did expect the line to get wider, but the line's just staying right where it's at. So I don't know. What do you guys think of this fight? Anybody taking a shot on the dog? I mean, what do you guys think about the under 1.5 as well? I mean, all of Medic fights have hit the under 1.5. So let's see what we got here in the chat. Guys, Chill Anderson is going to get subbed after one takedown. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking for sure. Yeah, I don't think it's Keith Peterson, man. It's Alon Cruz is going to slow the fight down and grind it out. Yeah, I mean, if he can slow the fight down, if he can come out here with a game plan of getting takedowns, this fight could be very close. Medic under 1.5. His Dana White's Contender Series fight was against a featherweight fighting up. He looked really good in the fight. Yep. What's up? How you doing? Souza says he took Cruz. Low-key, his footwork and grappling will help him, hopefully. Yeah, can't wait to break that fight down. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, I mean, Medic is definitely somebody that could come out here and lose, for sure. I mean, Alaskan fight scene, that's sketchy right away. Never been to the third round. That's another sketchy thing you got to worry about there. Coming off the Contender Series. Yeah, I definitely agree. How many inches are you? Foot size? I wear a 13.5. Tayo took it. What's up? How you doing? I'm on the under 1.5, Brady. Let's go. I like it. I think Alon Cruz or Souza will be the first dog to cash. Yeah, I wouldn't be completely shocked at all if Alon Cruz won. And honestly, he's one of my more favorite dogs on DraftKings just because of the price tag and the question marks on the other side. See here, Medic, KO TKO. I think Medic by KO TKO is like plus 110. It's not bad. Under 1.5. You got the under 2.5 at plus 115. Goodness, there you go. You think I'll ever find love again, Brady? I hope so. I hope you do, man. Let's see here. Let's go cash some tickets. I agree. Yeah, the questions are a little iffy tonight, but it is what it is. Tim Elliott bet a significant amount on himself. Is that true? Did he? That's interesting. This card, too competitive. I bet all over-unders. Interesting there. I do have one over in this card, and like I said, I'm looking at that Medic under as well. I found love at this card. I'm with you there. What's up, Mills? How you doing? All right, so we'll get into the next fight here, and we have arguably the worst fight on the card, but it's still a decent fight. Amanda Lemos versus Livian Souza. Lemos opened up as a plus 165 dog. Yeah, I mean, if anybody got plus money on Lemos, congratulations to you. I know, I believe it was Dan in my Discord was able to get like minus 150 or minus 140 on Lemos, which is a very good price tag there. So shout out to him. And Souza, just watching tape on her, she's so low volume. She's so slow. I think Lemos is going to be the much faster striker by a very decent margin. She's going to be throwing like 3-1 in the volume. Both are black belts in BJJ. I think Lemos is going to have the better wrestling as well. And just seeing Souza struggle with, Ashley Yoder. It's just not a great look, and she arguably lost that fight as well. I like Lemos here. I like her quite a bit. Honestly, for women's MMA, it's one of my more confident picks on the card. But as it stands now, I really don't love the minus 240. But what I do like is a prop in this fight. So this fight is, I believe, least likely to end inside the distance. So what I did, I like a prop here. I took 1 unit on Amanda Lemos by decision at plus 110. So Souza is very tough. She's never been knocked out. She's never been submitted. I really don't see a submission on either side. I think if Lemos finish it is by knockout, but Souza is very tough, never been knocked out in 16 fights. So I like Lemos to just, have more output, possibly get on top, stay safe, stay out of trouble, and just grind out a decision. And I think the plus 110 for decision is a lot better than laying the minus 240. But all in all, I don't hate her as a parlay piece. If you are looking for a nice parlay piece, it's just not impressed with Souza in the slightest. I think Lemos is somebody that, did struggle against Leslie Smith, but that was at a different weight class. She did gas out in the second round, but seeing her in her last fight, she looked fresh. She looked good. Her gas tank checked out, and I think it does again, and I think she wins a decision. Probably 30-27. The only thing I'm concerned about is if Souza does get on top of Lemos. I'm curious to see what happens then, but other than that, it's Lemos all day pretty much everywhere else. So give me Lemos. As far as DraftKings, probably going to stay away from the Souza. But I do like Lemos on DraftKings as like a sneaky, really low-owned DraftKings play just because she's going to be throwing a lot of volume. She possibly could get takedowns in top control, and I do think that'll add up. So Lemos here for me. I bet the decision plus 110. Decent parlay piece. It's probably going to be in my Hail Mary as well. So who do you guys have in this fight? Anybody taking a shot on the dog? I see some love on the Souza side, but man, the line just completely flipped, and it's getting wider and wider and wider. PK, 200K tomorrow. Yeah, 200K would be nice, man. That'd be sweet. I bet he goes over on the Yawn versus Sterling. Nope, but I was looking at it. This fight will ruin everyone's bet. It's a pass on Lemos Souza. Probably the best idea is to pass, but I do like the decision prop. Women, boo. Oh, come on now. I think it's going to be a decent fight. I took Lemos by decision. I like it. Hard to pick draws, but I feel like one will pop up. Yeah, so there was a draw last week with the De La Rosa fight. I could see it. Hard to bet draws, like almost impossible. Sub 2 cents, how you doing, buddy? Lemos is going to choke. You think she's going to get choked out? It's a pass. Don't bet on it, lads. There you go. Lemos is about to smash. If you do tape study, this was an easy WMMA spot. Yeah, I agree, man. Watching the tape, like Souza, goodness. She does not look great, man. And then Lemos is looking solid. She's looking really good. Lemos versus Souza over. You could bet the over if you want. It's just, it's probably minus 250, minus 260. Let's see here. Souza lost to a 4'11" fighter before. No way I'm taking her. Lemos all day. I'm with you. Lemos all day as well. Like I said, one of my more confident picks. 250. Like the video. I agree. Let's like that video. Let's get to 150 likes. Closing it. Yeah. What's up, Jimmy? Closing in on 10K. I think we need 30 more subs. So almost there. Really excited about that. Stay away. I look at the tape. Easy money, boys. I like it. What's up, Brian? How you doing? Alderman. Yeah, I can't wait to talk about that fight, man. So many people are so confident either way. Guys are saying Sterling all day, Jan all day. I think it's going to be the best fight on the card easily. Yeah, I thought Yoder beat Souza as well. Lemos for the win. Lemos did look big, and she's somebody that has fought at weight class above. Bold call. Souza by first round submission. Let's see here. What, Souza and Lemos sized out the same? Yeah, about the same. But Lemos did look pretty big. My balls is hot. Shout out Derek Lewis. Ruining my Blades play. Ruining everybody's Blades play. She's a core in DraftKings. I wouldn't say core for me, but I do think she's going to be extremely low owned, and for that reason, I do have a lot of interest in her. Polish Power and Megan Anderson. Not a great idea, dude. All right, but we do have 257 in the chat. If you guys can hit the like button, that'd be sweet. Let's get to 150 by the time we get out of here. Also, sub if you're not subbed yet. I'm going to be getting out my betting breakdown tomorrow. Going to have a ton of stuff on that. So many bets. 15 fight card, lots to go over. Thank you all for hanging out. As always nice to chat with you guys. Bring up your comments. Always a fun time. And I agree. That's a really bold parlay. So we'll get into this next fight. We have Sean Brady versus Jake Matthews. Sean Brady opened at minus 310. Jake Matthews opened at plus 245. A lot of money is coming in on the Jake Matthews side, which kind of surprises me because Sean Brady's very popular. I don't see many people at all on Jake Matthews, but I get it. This should play out somewhat close. Brady's not really a finisher. I don't necessarily see him finishing Matthews. I think that there's a finish either side. It's going to be from the Brady side, but I do like Brady here. I think he's better pretty much everywhere outside of the competition, level of competition that Matthews has faced and the amount of fights. Matthews does have more fights, especially in the UFC. But at the weigh-ins today, Matthews did look a little bit bigger, but not all that concerned. It's just what comes down to me for is the volume. Brady's going to be throwing a ton more volume. Brady's going to have the better cardio. We see Matthews slow down in the majority of his fights. But this probably does go to decision. I think a safe bet is this fight goes to decision. I know it's probably like minus 230, but the odds are it probably does go to the distance here. But I do like Brady. I'm just struggling to see a path to victory for Matthews. He's not going to out-volume Brady on the feet. The only thing I guess I'm concerned about is if Matthews does take down Brady, how's Brady going to look off his back? But even then, like Brady's a legit black belt, so I'm not all that concerned. And I just think the volume, the gas tank, the speed is going to be too much for Matthews here. I like Brady. I like him as a parlay piece, especially with the lines at now. I mean, minus 210. I saw him at minus 190 on some books. So give me Brady here. If you want to improve that price a little bit, Brady by decision plus 140. I don't see him necessarily submitting Matthews. I think it's possible. But Matthews, black belt himself, although he has been submitted twice. But give me Brady here. Give me Brady by decision. And I do have him in a parlay as well. So as far as DraftKings goes, it's really hard to get there for me in this fight. I mean, there's so many great plays in the 9K range we'll talk about. Sean Brady has been scoring well on DraftKings. I can see him putting up like a 90 piece, a 95 piece, but other than that, I don't think his ceiling's all that there. So I'm not going to be high on this fight as a whole, leaning more towards not much ownership for it. But I can't see him scoring decent, but I can see, fighters like Amanda Nunes, Makachev, easily going past that 100 mark. So not going to have much on it on DraftKings, but I do have Brady in a parlay, and I don't hate Brady by decision as well at plus 140. I think that's a pretty good price. So what do you guys have in this? The lines really come down, which really has surprised me. I thought it was going to stay right around where it was, around the minus 300. What are the odds of us getting 15 fights? Crazy card. Hope it stays together. I think we're going to get 15. I mean, everything checked out at the weigh-ins. It's looking good. Who's the back-tacked? Who's are better? Sean Brady's or Volkov's? Eileen Volkov's took Brady by decision plus 120. Yeah, both are sweet. I like Brady's. Brady's is pretty sweet. Brady parlay piece. I say yes. Brady all day. What's up, Danger? I agree. I'm going Matthews due to level of competition, taking a stab with the dog here. Yeah, he has fought better level of competition. He is on a 3-fight win streak, but he's fighting guys like Diego Sanchez. He's fighting guys like Emil Meek, guys like that. So he hasn't been fighting, too impressive guys. Brady did it first. So Brady for points. Jake does choke with some good competition there. And Brady I think he's legit. I mean, the dude's undefeated for a reason. Let's see here. Great breakdown so far. Help me figure out my parlays. Won 750 on a Lewis second round KO. Congratulations to you. And you say Cruz is dog of the night. I like it. Me and Brady both agree on Brady. I like it. Brady's average on DraftKings is like 105. Yeah, that's true, but I think this is easily the toughest task he's been facing. I agree. Brady's back piece is fire. Milk Me says, kiss me. No thank you there. Brady's local, so I'll go for him. Brady and Lemos, I like that parlay. Yeah, so I'll tell you guys my parlay I have. So I do have Sean Brady parlayed with Mario Batista. I got it at plus 116. Brady at minus 192 in that parlay. I have 1.5 units on that parlay. So I like Batista a lot. I like Brady a lot. And I like that plus money parlay as well. So that's what I went for my first parlay. I have 2 of them. Yeah, couldn't finish Sanchez. Yeah, if you can't finish wounded veteran Diego Sanchez, I don't see you finishing Brady. I kind of agree with that. Always roll with the dude named Brady. I agree. Let's see here. Cruz and Jones are live. Early in the card, we're going to see some dogs on this card. I'm thinking at least 4. I'm with you. I think we'll see a lot of dogs. I do agree Cruz is live. I don't necessarily think Jones is live, but he did prove me wrong in the last fight. So What's up, Rokestrummer? How you doing? All right. So thoughts on Brady, Medic, Ulberg, Adesanya parlay. I mean, not something I do, but I'd say it hits. But kind of sketched out on Medic and Ulberg a little bit, but we'll talk about it. Brady, Ulberg, Askarov, Makachev, Nunes, Adesanya, and Jan. Hail Mary parlay. What do you think? I'm going the other way on the Askarov side, and Jan is a little bit iffy for me. 50 more likes. So we're at 100. We need 50 more. Let's hit that like button. All right, so we'll get into the next fight here. We have Carlos Ulberg versus Kennedy and Zekchiku. I'll call him Kennedy. I've been struggling with that last name all week. I have it right in my head, but I can't pronounce it. It's nearly impossible. So we have Carlos versus Kennedy here. And yeah, Ulberg opened up minus 160. Money's been flooding in on him at minus 245. For me, I guess it's a fade on Kennedy. Kennedy's looked atrocious so far in the UFC. I mean, he's big and tall and all that, but the dude's not great. I mean, he has not great power. It looks like he has a ton of power, but he just doesn't throw hard. He doesn't throw volume. He slows down, very low output. And I will probably be looking to fade Ulberg in the future, but this is really not probably the matchup to do so. Because Kennedy's not going to come out here and go for takedowns, you don't think. And I think that's how you're going to have to beat Ulberg, especially in this matchup. I don't think Kennedy's going to be able to outstrike Ulberg, and I don't see him going for takedowns. So you got to go with Ulberg here. The problem is the dude has 3 MMA fights, but he does have a decent kickboxing background, training at a really good camp, City Kickboxing, training partners with Israel Adesanya. So that's probably where the line is where it's at, but I'm probably not laying the minus 245. I do think he wins. As far as props go, I mean, I want to say Ulberg can finish, but the problem with Ulberg is he's somebody that's low output as well. I kind of feel like this could be a boring decision, but I'm going to take Ulberg here. I don't love it. I don't love the price, but it's more so a fade on the Kennedy side for me. He's looked awful. Of course, he hasn't fought in a year. He could make improvements, but the dude's like 30, I think. So really, how much improvements is he going to make? But I don't know. Pass on this fight. As far as DraftKings, not gonna. Maybe I'll have a little bit of Ulberg, but I'm not gonna have much exposure to it either way. As far as Kennedy on DraftKings, probably not. But this fight is minus 170. Fight doesn't go to decision. Yeah, it's a pass. So I'm going to take Ulberg. Just some question marks for me. Not much MMA experience, but this seems like a pretty good matchup in what should be a fight that plays out on the feet. So you got to go with Ulberg in this fight. All right. Press the like button. I agree. Riskiest bet, Jan and Adesanya. Yeah, it's a risky fight. I sort of like Kennedy here. He might get the takedown. Yeah, if I saw any evidence of him, on the regional scene going out there and getting takedowns, I might take a shot on him or at least give him a better chance, but I just didn't see that. Ulberg feels like a gimme for Ulberg. Yeah, I mean, it seems like a matchup completely set up for him to get that win. I agree, Ulberg, but he has not much experience in MMA. I definitely agree there. John Cena by TKO. I like it. Slow, boring fight. That's kind of what I'm leaning towards, a slow, boring fight. Both guys, low output. Maybe Ulberg probably does get the better of him, but Ulberg should have decent takedown defense if he's at City Kickboxing. That's what I was thinking as well. So, yeah, I don't think he's going to take him down either way. I mean, did they not just give Ulberg Kennedy as an easy starter fight to build him up as a prospect? Yeah, that's what this is. Let's see here. Batista decision, Medic KO, Brady moneyline, Ulberg finish, Tim Elliott finish, Cruz decision, Jan finish parlay. The odds on that is probably insane. I think the year off is probably a good thing. I do think we'll see some improvements, but man, how much improvements can you make? I don't know. I don't think the guy's great. 20-1. Kennedy shocks the world. I wouldn't be completely shocked, honestly, but I do think Ulberg should win. First round knockout inbound. What's up, Vince? You're late to the party. That's all good. What's up? How you doing? All right. So, yeah, I don't really necessarily want any action in that fight, but I do have some action in the next fight here. So we have a very exciting fight. Tim Elliott's always a very exciting fighter. I'm going against Jordan Espinosa, and this line's kind of weird. It opened up minus 145 for the Tim Elliott side, and then completely flipped, and Espinosa was the favorite. Tim Elliott was the dog, and I took a shot on Tim Elliott here. I have him at plus 110. I have 1 unit on it. And, the big thing here is Espinosa has that 90% takedown defense, but he has been taken down before. It's 90% because he stuffed a lot of takedowns from Mark De La Rosa, somebody that does have a 13% takedown accuracy. And we can get into the stats a little bit. Tim Elliott does average 4 takedowns per 15 minutes with a 48% takedown accuracy. So I think if Elliott gets Espinosa down, at least once, he's going to have a lot of success. Espinosa makes a ton of mistakes on the mat. The dude's been submitted 4 times and submitted pretty easily as well. So, yeah, definitely, if you got the dog shot on Elliott, I do think that's the right side. I think the striking probably goes to Espinosa all day. He's going to be the faster striker, throwing more volume. Elliott's very hittable, but I do think in the smaller cage, Elliott will be able to get takedowns and have some success. Training with James Krause, I do think it's going to help as well, but I like Elliott here. And as far as DraftKings, you're always going to want to target some Elliott and DraftKings. The dude is, somewhat of a DraftKings legend. He went out there and put up a 170 piece years back. And that's just kind of the style he brings. He's going to go out there. He's going to get takedowns. He's going to get control time. And he's going to be looking for the submission as well. So I see a lot of people on the submission prop for Tim Elliott, which earlier in the week was a little bit wider. And now it's plus 450. I honestly don't hate that. Espinosa has been submitted 4 times. And we know that Elliott's going to be going for that sub. But overall, I do like Elliott in this fight, which I do think he does get it to the mat and does expose Espinosa on the ground as well. So give me Elliott here, 8,200 on DraftKings. Going to have a decent amount just because of the style he brings. It does score well on DraftKings. And then I do have a bet on him, plus 110 on the underdog. It currently is a pick 'em now, which probably where it should be, or I would even think Elliott could be the favorite. Espinosa has 2 wins in the UFC. One was Mark De La Rosa. One was Shelton. So, yeah, give me Tim Elliott here. So what do you guys have in this fight? Anybody on the Elliott side? Anybody on the Espinosa side? As far as DraftKings for Espinosa, don't really want much. I've got such a good feeling from Elliott for the win. I sure hope so. I'm all over Elliott for 1.5 units. I like it. Boston Nick, how you doing? What's up? I'm surprised you are betting Elliott. The dude, he is sketchy. He really is sketchy. But, Jordan Espinosa is sketchy himself. Elliott gassed out pretty quickly against Royval. He's a dude that feeds off of energy of the crowd. Yeah, but he was saying in that fight that he wasn't all that prepared. And then his gas tank looked a lot better in his next fight. So I'm not all that concerned about the gas tank. Joseph Benavidez versus Askarov. Joseph Benavidez win by ground and pound. Tim he did look really good at weigh-ins as well. Let's see what we got here. 123, almost there to 150. Elliott by sub. Yeah, the Elliott by sub, I might sprinkle like maybe half a unit on that. Plus 450, I don't hate that at all. Rosenstruck to Bellator, I don't think so. Espinosa decision is, let's see, Espinosa by decision, plus 185. Don't love it. Heavy on Elliott has fought the better competition throughout his career. I agree. Elliott by awkward decision, could be. Parlay Brady decision with Medic inside the distance. Not bad parlay there. I do think Medic probably does win early. He is with Krause, which is good. Tim Elliott, 325 watching, only 130 likes. Step it up. I agree. Shout out to Vince. Vegas cappers are on Espinosa. Maybe. Nunes is going to be cracked. Newborn in the house is no joke. Man, yeah, lots of Megan Anderson love. If Megan wins, you got to add a hat to add to the shirt. Yeah, we'll talk about that. I did do a Twitter thing with the Megan Anderson Nunes fight. Yeah, I was looking at that bill under 2.5 plus 160 because Elliott has a good chance of getting the sub. I'd say the only problem is how elite Elliott's chin is. That's the only problem I have. If Elliott, if he's been knocked out before, I probably would have took that already. Just because of the style of fight, but Elliott's chin's like legit. Megan Anderson doesn't have any chance. I'm going to say no, but a lot of people think she does. Let's see here. Jordan has questionable takedown defense, even at 90%. Not the 90% France has. Glad to see on Elliott too. Yeah, I do think that he hasn't really faced many takedowns, and when he has, it was against guys like Mark De La Rosa, or he actually stuffed a lot of takedowns on his 2 Contender Series fights as well. So kind of skewed there. I know someone on with 10G on Megan. Man, yeah, somebody bet their house on Megan. They said, I remember somebody said they had 10G on Andre Arlovski. Yeah, I was surprised how big that dude looked. Peter Yan's going to murder Aljo, maybe. Need a sub round 1. What's up, Jeannie? Shanna Dobson, kinda. She got destroyed in her last fight. All right, so we'll get into the next fight here, and we have. So this is an interesting one: Kai France versus Rogerio Bontorin, and Bontorin is one of the more popular dogs on the entire card, and I get why people want to fade Kai France, but going back and looking at the tape, I mean, Kai France is going to have a massive, massive, massive striking advantage, output advantage. Just looking at the numbers so far in their careers, France lands nearly 6 significant strikes per minute compared to Bontorin's like 2. And he's just a much better striker. But the problem is, it's not really much of a problem, but if Bontorin's able to get this fight down to the mat, I think he can have success. But, France is somebody that has a 90% takedown defense. And I know what you're thinking. Espinosa has a 90% takedown defense, but France actually, has some good ability of getting up. He's able to scramble very well. And I don't think Bontorin's, the best wrestler. The dude's strong, but his grappling's very good. I don't know if his wrestling's honestly the best. And I'm not sure he can be able to hold down a guy like Kai France, training at a very good camp, City Kickboxing. A lot of those guys' takedown defenses are pretty good. So I do think his takedown defense is going to be on point, especially for this fight. I mean, he knows that Bontorin's going to try to take him down here. And I don't know, I like France here, but I want that line to come down a little bit. I see everybody on Bontorin. I wanted to get Kai France at like -110, -120, but the line is kind of just stuck here at -135. But I'm going to keep waiting. If money keeps coming on Bontorin, I'll take the shot on Kai France. Some props I was looking at. I think Kai France by knockout's interesting. Plus 625. I think that line's a little bit off. Bontorin's never been knocked out, but the dude's pretty hittable. And Kai France does have some decent knockouts on his record. Kai France by decision plus 135. If you're on the Bontorin side, I guess sub is interesting. Plus 505. France has been submitted 3 times before. He did get submitted in his last fight. It's just I struggle to see Bontorin really holding him down or even taking him down. So we'll definitely see. I like France here. As far as Draftkings goes, probably not playing much France, if any at all. The dude's not typically a finisher. I will say he's going to be low owned, though. So maybe have a little bit. But I will have some Bontorin on DraftKings because if he wins, it's going to be because he does get takedowns. Maybe he finds a sub. Maybe he gets some control time. It's just really hard to see him doing that. Just have not been impressed with Bontorin so far in his UFC career whatsoever. So give me France. I haven't bet it yet, but I'm kind of waiting on that line, seeing where it goes. If it does not move, I'll probably pass. If it does go to like -120, -110, I'll probably pull the shot there. But I'm going to be patient. I'm going to be patient and wait on that line and see where it goes. So, yeah, who do you guys have in this fight? Elliott does take a lot of punches. Bontorin should be 0-3 in the UFC, no cap. Yeah, I kind of agree there. Rogerio by decision. France by unanimous decision. 0.5 units on Bontorin. Let's see here. This is another one where the tape study speaks for itself. France actually has good takedown defense and scrambles. I agree. That's all Bontorin is going to have to offer. Yeah, if Bontorin can't get the takedown here, he's going to get destroyed on the feet. Like, it's really not even close. So that's why I do like France. But if he gets him down, yeah, he's going to have success. Possibly. If he can hold him down. I'm leaning towards no, though. I'm sure it is Bontorin who takes a win by sub or decision. Betting on France. Come on, man. I mean, it's a good line. It's a really good line. We're used to seeing this guy at like -300, -250. This is a good line for France here. Let's see here. France, he does have fun fights. The last one was really fun against Brandon Royval. Phillips is the man to yeah, everybody's on Phillips. That is the public dog. Let's see here. Don't bet this one or the next one if you like your money. They're both 50-50. So the next one would be Askarov and Joseph Benavidez. We'll talk about that one. Exactly, Genie. You're not of age or even close to age to bet. What's up, Joey? Big card this weekend. Yes, best card in a while. All right. All right, so we'll get into the next fight here. France for the first time, not minus 500. Yeah, good line here on France. But yeah, I'm waiting a little bit. I want a little bit better of a line. All right, so getting into the next fight, yeah, I'm very interested in this fight. Askarov versus Joseph Benavidez. So honestly, I'll be honest, and it's not because I have a bet on Joseph Benavidez. Out of everybody that weighed in, I think Askarov, probably looked the worst, and he did miss weight. I think he was the only guy that missed weight as well. So I don't know how that's going to affect him. And typically when a guy is a wrestler or a grappler, that extra weight advantage is going to help. But sometimes when they have bad cuts, I really worry about the cardio and how he's going to perform in there. And I do think he had a bad cut. I mean, he didn't look all that great on the scale, honestly, unless I'm seeing something wrong, but he didn't look great to me. And in this fight, I was already leaning Joseph Benavidez, originally because I talked about it all week. I think this is a very good matchup, a stylistic matchup for Joseph Benavidez if he is not completely shot, but I totally get it. He took an absolute beating in his last two fights, but we got to look at who he was facing. Deiveson Figueiredo. Askarov does not have anywhere near the power of a Deiveson Figueiredo. And we all know what, Joey B is good for. He has crazy scrambling ability. Some of the best scrambling I've ever seen. You can probably take this guy down, but are you going to hold him down? No way, you're not. And that's what Askarov is going to want to bring into this fight. And on the feet, I don't really love Askarov striking. I think Benavidez, even at this point of his career, is going to be the faster fighter, going to be throwing more volume, going to be the harder hitter in this fight as well. It's just the concerns with the chin. Where's his head at? He said it himself. He's never going to get another title shot opportunity. So where is this guy's head at? I don't know. That's my concern. But looking at it from a stylistic matchup, I think it's a good matchup for Joey B here. I really do. I could see him getting taken down, but in Askarov's 3 fights, just not impressed. Against Brandon Moreno, Moreno was able to hurt him in the first round, hurt him in the second round. Brandon Moreno dominated him in the third round, and somehow that fight ended up in a draw, which I thought that was way off. I thought Moreno clearly won it, at least 29-28. A judge actually scored the fight 30-27 for Moreno. And then his next fight against Tim Elliott, went out there, got 0 takedowns against Tim Elliott, and he actually got taken down 3 times by Elliott. Of course, he was able to piece him up on the feet because Tim Elliott doesn't have striking defense. And then the next fight against Pantoja was able to take him down. Pantoja took his back in that fight. Moreno took his back in the fight as well. So this guy has been taken down in all 3 fights in the UFC. This guy had got his back taken in 2 of 3 fights. So just not all that impressed. And on the feet, to me, it's Joey B. So how does Askarov win this fight? Maybe knocking out Benavidez. But the thing is, Benavidez, Askarov does have an 85% finish rate, 31% by knockout. So not much of a finisher. He doesn't have the power of Deiveson Figueiredo, I'll tell you that. But I like Benavidez here. And after watching the weigh-ins, I was very tempted at doubling down. I was tempted at adding another unit onto the Benavidez side. So I did bet him. I got him at plus 112. I have 1 unit on it. And he is currently sitting at plus 100. So money is coming in on Benavidez a little bit. And I totally get it. I think this is a good matchup for him, but I also get the other side of the argument that this guy could be washed. He could be done. He took a life-changing beating potentially. So I get both sides here, but just stylistically, I think this is a very good matchup for Joey B here. So give me Joey B. As far as DraftKings, I think it's interesting. I think you're going to want both sides here. We've seen Askarov cracked quite a bit. I wouldn't be completely shocked if Joey B actually got a finish here. And another thing that I think can happen is maybe Joey B goes out there and gets takedowns. Askarov's been taken down in every single fight in the UFC. And Joey B, not recently, but has had takedowns in his career in the past. So maybe Joey B goes out there and gets takedowns. I think it's possible. But yeah, I'm going to take Benavidez here. And I was tempted on adding another unit. I don't know if I'm going to yet, especially with the lines at now. But Askarov did not look great to me at the weigh-ins. So Joseph going to give him the first L. I'm leaning towards yes. He looked weak. He didn't look great. You have all my picks except for Cruz and Medic. You're on the Cruz side. I don't hate that. Takedown city fight. It could be. I do think Askarov's going to get takedowns. That's a given. It's just, is he going to be able to hold down Benavidez? I lean towards no. Phillips going to lose. Joe Benavidez is back, and I will take him over Askarov. Joe looks good. He looked good on the scales. He did not look good against Deiveson Figueiredo, I'll tell you that. But again, that's Deiveson Figueiredo here. Went from the Die Hard MMA podcast, loaded up on 2 units on Askarov. Pass for me. I get it. Probably more of a fade on the Benavidez side. I get that argument as well. just as a stylistic matchup. I think it's a good one for Benavidez here. Askarov is going to get outworked. Yeah, on the feet, I got to favor Joey B, even though the dude's like 35, 36 years old. I still got to favor Joey B there. Fortunately, Benavidez' loss streak raises to 3. He does. I noticed that as well. Benavidez scores very high on DraftKings wins, and Askarov never lost, although I thought he lost to Moreno pretty clearly, but he's never lost, never been knocked out. Could Joey B knock him out? I'm leaning towards maybe. What's up, Zor? I am here probably in time for the ending notes. No, we're right in the middle here. Long card right in the middle. Let's see here. Askarov is known in the gym for a crazy work ethic, and that seems to be how he wins. Yeah, but a lot of his fights are just, really close. See here. Sometimes the riskiest bet is the best bet. I agree. Is it a parlay piece in your opinion? No, I wouldn't parlay an underdog personally. I just take the plus money there. Yep, very true. He did. Jan by decision. I don't think that's happening. More confident in Benavidez or Cruz. I'm actually I thought I was going to be more confident in Cruz this week, but I'm leaning towards Benavidez after seeing those weigh-ins, honestly. Yep, I mean, I get it. I get that side. You can't trust the motivation. Over 2.5, yeah, probably hits. Plus 115, good number there, better than I got. I agree. Let's get 50 more likes. Let's see. Song, Askarov, Kenney, 100 to win 436. What you think? Little late, so I didn't hear your thoughts on the Song fight. We are not to the Song fight yet. Askarov is 10% of the fighter figure rating. I wouldn't say 10%, but at least in terms of power, yeah, probably 10%. But as far as a fighter, he's a good fighter, don't get me wrong, but I just think it's a great stylistic matchup for Joey B if he's not completely shot. I don't understand Cruz being underdog. Kind of with you there. All right, so we'll get into the next fight. We have 378. Let's hit that 400 mark. I think we've only hit it once in history. Let's hit it again. It's a big card. Let's do it. Hit the like button. Crazy card this week. Crazy card. So let's see what we got now. We have Yadong Song versus Kyler Phillips. I do have a bet on this fight, so really excited to talk about it. And we have Yadong Song opened up minus 190, currently minus 155. Kyler Phillips opened up plus 165, currently plus 145. So Kyler Phillips is the dog of the week for everybody, it seems like. But I'm going the other side. I like Song Yadong here. He's somebody that has been going to very close fights in his last couple fights. Against Cody Stamann, got that draw. I thought he lost. Against Marlon Vera, he won the fight. I thought he lost. So I think people are looking at it as, he's been to very close fights with these past two guys. This is going to be a very close fight. There's value on the dog. But look at he's going to close fights with. I mean, Marlon Vera is absolutely no joke. He's never been knocked out. Chin of steel. Cody Stamann, he's no joke at all. I mean, one of the best wrestlers in the division, never been knocked out. Very good chin. And then you got a guy like Kyler Phillips who has been looking fantastic. Don't get me wrong, but he's looking fantastic against Gabriel Silva. He's looking fantastic against Cameron Else. And he took like 5 minutes and 30 seconds to finish Cameron Else. I'll tell you right now, Song Yadong would have finished him in 30 seconds. He would have finished that dude in 30 seconds. He was bad. So the level of competition, I get the look on Phillips. I really do. The narrative of Song's takedown defense being bad, I really don't think it's bad at all. I mean, getting taken down 5 times by Stamann, no shame in that. And we also got to realize the dude's 23. Song's 23 years old, training at a very good camp in Team Alpha Male. The takedown defense is good. It looks strong, but you get taken down 5 times by Stamann. I don't think there's any shame in that. So does Phillips have the same wrestling as a Stamann? No, he does not. And I do think this fight's going to play out on the feet for a decent amount. And I get that Phillips is probably going to be throwing the more volume, but I do give a significant advantage to Song in the technical striking, in the power. And yes, Marlon Vera was able to eat those very hard shots of Song. Cody Stamann was able to eat some hard shots of Song. And I remember in that Vera fight where Song was teeing off on Vera in that 3rd round, hitting him with some hard shots. I don't know if Phillips is going to be able to take that same punishment. And a lot of people were talking about the Phillips cardio being an advantage here. I saw Phillips slow down in 3rd rounds before. So I don't necessarily think that, Phillips' cardio is, really better. And that Vera fight was, a pretty decent pace. Especially the Stamann fight was a pretty decent pace, especially, stuffing the takedowns, a lot of them against Stamann. And yes, he did tire on the 3rd round, but again, it's Cody Stamann. He's a good wrestler. So I like Song here. I do have him in a parlay I'll tell you guys right now, I have him in a parlay with Islam Makachev at plus 110. I like both fighters. I like Song. I was waiting for that line to come down a little bit more, but it seems to be going back up. I see Song on some books at like minus 170 now, minus 180. So the money is coming back in on the Song side, and I absolutely agree with that. I like Song here a ton. I think Song by knockout is interesting, but plus 240, I'd like a little bit better of a line, but I like Song here. As far as DraftKings, Phillips is going to be one of the more popular dogs on the slate just because he's going to push a pace. He could possibly get takedowns. He has a black belt in BJJ, so I think 7,400 on DraftKings for Phillips isn't bad. Song 8,800 on DraftKings I don't really love. So on DraftKings, I guess I prefer Phillips just because of the crazy price advantage or disadvantage there. But I like Song here. I like Song, and I do have him in a parlay with Makachev. That's going to be my second parlay there. So, yeah, what do you guys think? I see a lot of love for Phillips. It seems like everybody's on the Phillips side, but I really, really like Yadong Song here. The dude's an absolute beast. All right. Judges love Song. They really do love Song due to his huge output when he lets it go, and the dude cracks hard, and he puts on that damage. When is Israel fighting? He is going to be in the main event. Phillips training with O'Malley. That's enough for me to put a bet on him. That should not make you want to put a bet on him. You know. How do you feel about Song's? I think if he gets a first round knockout, he should be fine. If not, I kind of worry about his ceiling, but I will say he's going to be pretty low owned, so I don't hate Song on DraftKings. Yadong, Kyle has never been close to being tested. Phillips' awkwardness will be the detriment. Yeah, I think he's going to get hit. I think he's going to get hit hard. Is this chain going to be able to hold up like a Marlon Vera who's never been knocked out, like a Stamen? I'm leaning towards no. Bro, you are high. No, sir, I am not. Precision beats power every time. Yadong will get frustrated and make a mistake. I have Phillips round 2. I think he has some really good precision himself and really good power himself. Can't trust Dong here. Guy squeaks out. Yeah, that's the big narrative. He squeaks out these decisions, but again, he squeaks them out against Marlon Vera. He squeaked out a draw against Cody Stamen. I don't think we can take that all that bad. You fade Nunes? No. Agree. Never been tested. What does fade mean in betting? That means not betting anything. Song by decision, my pick. Not bad. He's gone to war with some really good guys. He has. Song wins by KO. But yeah, it should be a really good fight. I'm really looking forward to this one. Yeah, exactly. Trading with Sean O'Malley. What's that? Nothing. If anyone likes Phillips, they obviously haven't watched Tough. Who you got in the Cruz and Medic fight? I got Medic round 1 KO, but just some question marks there. Song will KO. I hope so. I hope he KOs this guy. I've been hearing so much about this Phillips. I get it. I like Phillips a lot. He's been making me a ton of money, but I mean, Cameron Els, Gabriel Silva, come on. Don't get all squealing about the Cheetah fight. Okay, brothers, I thought Cheetah won, but it was very close. Yeah, it wasn't a robbery at all, but I did think Cheetah won as well. T-Bomb, how you doing? Hey, Brady, watching from Australia. First time checking you live. Love your work, man. Thanks for the content. Appreciate that a bunch. Yes, and we'll definitely talk about that. Best 2 safest bet. I'm kind of leaning towards. I like the Brady Batista bet I have, or like a Makachev Batista, or like a Makachev Brady, something like that. Sean, no calf. Yeah, no calf at all. All right, so yeah, we'll get into the next fight. We hit the 400 mark. Thank you guys so much. I think that was like the second time we've ever done that. So thank you guys for all hanging out on this Friday night. Longer card, going to be going a little bit longer. All good. But yeah, we'll get into it. So next fight here, we have Kenney versus Dominic Cruz. Another fight I'm so excited to break down. A lot of love on the Kenney side. If you guys watched the weigh-ins, Dominic Cruz looked a decent amount bigger. Like, I was shocked at how much bigger Dominic Cruz looked. He looked great on the scales. And this is another one of those things that kind of reminds me a little bit of the Benavidez fight. I mean, Cruz went from fighting Henry Cejudo, and he's going to be fighting Kenney, someone that is not ranked in the top 15. I think he was ranked maybe 16th, 17th. So, massive, massive step down in competition. And Kenney, somebody that, has been fighting guys like Hali Alateng. He's been fighting guys like Nathaniel Wood, and in that fight, he got outstruck in the second and third round. A lot of people thought that Wood won that fight. And in this fight, like, I don't think Casey Kenney's going to have, the same success as like against that Hali Alateng. Dominic Cruz's movement's fantastic. He's very hard at getting hit, 71% striking defense. And I know he's getting up there in age. I want to say he's 35 or 36 years old. I get it. He didn't look awful in the Cejudo fight. Maybe he looked a little bit slower than usual, but he didn't look awful. And remind you, he was coming off of a big layoff in that fight as well. So nice to see him a little bit more active here. And in this fight, I think something that nobody's talking about, and I think Cruz could honestly go for takedowns here. And Cruz has not done it in his past couple fights because he's been fighting guys like Henry Cejudo. I mean, you're not going to take him down. Guys like Cody Garbrandt, so hard to get that guy down and hold him down. Prior to that, has decent wrestling, averaging 3.5 takedowns per 50 minutes, 48% takedown accuracy, which is fantastic. And Casey Kenney is somebody that's been taken down a million times. He was taken down 12 times by Merab Dvalishvili, taken down 7 times by Ray Borg, and taken down by a couple other opponents as well. So I think a big aspect of this fight that nobody's talking about could be, Cruz going out there and getting takedowns. Maybe he doesn't do anything with it because Kenney has some great scrambling, but I do think he can mix those takedowns in what should be a pretty close fight on the feet. And I don't know. I like Cruz in this fight. I'm kind of shocked that he's the underdog here, and money is keeping, still coming in on Kenney. I mean, Kenney is somebody that he has looked fantastic. I do think there's hype on this guy. It seems like fighters get hype when they're very active. People like very active fighters. I like Kenney. I mean, I picked him right in his last 3 fights. I like the dude, but this is such a massive step up in competition for Kenney, and this is such a massive jump down in competition for Cruz. And I know Cruz got knocked out against Henry Cejudo. I get it. Questionable stoppage. I mean, I didn't have a problem with the stoppage myself, but I get it. But unless Cruz is like completely shot here, I think he has such a good chance to win this fight. So I did have a bet on Cruz, and I got him at plus 118, 1 unit on it. Money's still coming on Kenney. You can get plus 120. I don't hate that. Another bet I see out there that's pretty popular is going to be the Cruz by decision, which is plus 155. Because I don't see him finishing Kenney whatsoever. So if you want a little bit better on price on Cruz, plus 155. I like the fight goes to decision here. I don't see Cruz finishing Kenney. Really don't see Kenney finishing Cruz as well. So I think that's a decent parlay piece. And that will probably be on my Hail Mary. But yeah, I like Cruz here. I'm taking the shot. I think, the line is extremely disrespectful. Going from Henry Cejudo to Casey Kenney, I get Kenney's looked good, but he's looked good against Hali Alateng and Nathaniel Wood and Luis Smolka. And it's just such a big jump up. And he arguably lost against Wood as well. I mean, he got outstruck by like 20 significant strikes and got outlanded by a decent amount in the 3rd round. And he got outlanded in the 2nd round as well. So yeah, give me Dominic Cruz here. I'm going to take a shot on him. But again, I get the other side. Dominic Cruz, he could have lost a step. The dude hasn't won since 2016. I get all that. But I'm taking the shot on Cruz here. Cruz is never such a big... Yeah, it's weird seeing him at this line. Cruz going to ragdoll Kenney on the wrestling side. Yeah, that's kind of what I thought would happen. I mean, nobody's talking about that aspect of Cruz probably could go out there and get takedowns on Kenney. So would love to see that happen. I mean, it's such a clear, hole in the Kenney ground game. Not the ground game, but like the takedown defense. I think his ground game is fantastic, but I do think he can be taken down. Anybody else make 8 and sometimes 10 fight parlays? Not me. Yeah, 14 and 8 Alateng. Dom's losses are to world-class fighters. I agree. His fight IQ and experience will be more than enough. I can't believe he's an underdog. Yeah, I'm kind of shocked he's a dog, too. And the money's still coming in on Kenney. Let's see what we got here. Kenney about to hit a brick wall. Yeah, I mean, Kenney has had success with these other guys, but it's so hard, with the movement of Cruz to hit him. I mean, the dude has a 71% striking defense. I mean, it's fantastic. But, yeah, I like Cruz here. I've got a 12-fight parlay. Sometimes they come true in your rolling in cash. Brady, my guy, I just said this. Crazy. I type as you're saying my thoughts. Weird. Yeah, I see that happens a lot, actually. My initial gut was D Cruz for the original line. Bet Kenney last week, but after weigh-ins, yeah, Cruz looked fantastic, and the size difference just completely shocked me. What's up, Darcy? How you doing? Big Brady means big card means big profit. Let's go. I agree. I don't think so. I mean, Cruz by sub is plus 2,065. So if you think he's going to get a sub, that's some crazy odds there. But Kenney is really hard to submit, like extremely hard to submit. Kenney's loss is to a world-class fighter, also Merab. Yep, he did lose to Merab. That is true. Took him down 12 times. Let's see here. It's either lots of unexpected KOs on this card, or I see a lot of decisions, honestly, but I do see some fights ending inside the distance. I agree. 71% striking defense. The dude's hard to hit. Which dog are you betting this week? I don't know. Which dog are you betting this week? Let's see here. I usually do the 2-fight parlays. I like the 2-leggers. Outside of that, I don't usually do the 3s unless I'm doing like a Hail Mary. Cruz decision, yeah. He did. He destroyed him. Kyler Phillips. A lot of decisions, I agree. All right, so now it's time to get into the main card, and what a fantastic main card it is. 5 fantastic fights. I really don't have a complaint about any of these fights, honestly, but we'll start with the first one. To open it up, we have Alexander Rakic versus Thiago Santos. And first off, I want to say how fantastic Rakic looked at the weigh-ins today. He looked, a lot bigger than Santos. I really wasn't expecting that, but the dude's huge. The dude is big. And the reason why I'm picking Rakic in this fight is because I think he'll fight smart, take this fight down to the mat. I think he has a significant advantage down there. But if he does not take it to the mat, he's going to be playing with fire. Thiago Santos, it only takes one. The dude is a very, very hard hitter. We saw Rakic dropped by Devin Clark, which is a bad sign there. But if Rakic fights smart, take this down to the mat, he should win this fight pretty handily. But if you want to take a shot on Santos by KO plus 235, I really don't see him winning a decision. I think Rakic is even better on the feet. I do. I think Rakic is better on the feet, more volume, better striker. But the problem is that Santos power. That's what I'd worry about. So I think Rakic can win anywhere this fight goes. It's just, you probably should take this down to the mat. Man, I see a lot of people taking the over 1.5. I get it, but you're going to be sweating the whole time. Because both these guys can finish. I think it does hit, but something I wouldn't lay my money on personally. But yeah, if I was taking Santos, it would be the KO. As far as DraftKings, I think this is one of the fights you're going to want. If Santos wins, it's going to be a knockout. If Rakic wins, it could possibly be a knockout. It could possibly be because he took down Santos, controlled him for 3 rounds, gets a decision, and at that point, with this new DraftKings scoring system, it's going to add up. So I think both sides have potential to score well and find the optimal lineup. And this is a fight I'm going to have a decent amount on. And Santos honestly isn't an awful dog on DraftKings at 7,600. If he wins, it's going to be by KO. So I'm going to take Rakic. I like him. Am I going to bet him at minus 155? Probably not. But I'm just going to sit back and watch this fight. And it should be a very fun one to open up the main card here. And what a main card it is. So something I'm going to be paying for. I didn't pay for the last one because it was awful, but I have no problem paying money for this pay-per-view. It's awesome. Let's see here. I think Jan grinding out a decision. I can't wait to talk about that. Cruz is the dog of the night. I hope so. I think Kenney decision is the best bet. Over 2.5 main event seems easy money. We'll talk about that soon. Yeah, the dude's always jacked, but I was just surprised how much taller and bigger Rakic looked. Santos yeah, it's possible. I wouldn't be shocked in the slightest if that happened, and that's why I'm not laying the money on Rakic. I'm taking over 1.5. Good luck to you there. I think it hits personally, but just not something I do. It's going to be sweaty. Santos is the play. Yeah, I was tempted in maybe looking at the Santos KO. I think there's some decent value there. Might be a prop I look at because that's how I think he wins. After seeing the weigh-ins, sealed it for Rakic win, but definitely not betting. Yeah, probably something you should probably pass on. I'd say it does end inside the distance, but I could also see a Rakic decision where he does ground him out. Yeah, somebody in my Discord, I want to say it was Dan, has a city kickboxing parlay with Adesanya, France, and Ulberg in there. I'd say it hits. All of a sudden, Rakic is a wrestler, huh? He just has to watch out for the flurries. He has some decent wrestling, not great wrestling, but he has, takedowns in the UFC. By ends in KO. You guys are that impressed with what he did to Smith. Yeah, not impressive, but he needs to come out there with that game plan. If not, if it stays on the feet, I still think he wins that fight, but it's just going to be sketchy. Brady, you're big on fighting competition. Santos has faced much better competition. You are completely correct there. Parlaying all the main card favorites. Yeah, I'd say it hits. Maybe. I don't know. I'm kind of, split on the Yan fight we'll talk about. Santos round 1. Clark. I can't make a pick on this fight, but my gut says if Clark can almost sleep, yeah, that's what I'm worried about. So we'll have a ton of ownership on DraftKings on the Santos side because I think that knockout's kind of live. Does anyone else see Rakic Santos going the distance? I'd say no. Thank you for the donation there. Dominic Cruz is coming in without an injury. Look, yeah, I hope so. Thank you for the donor there. Went in touch with $5. Let's see here. Is there any fight you guys are stacking? I wouldn't stack anything in GPPs on a 15-fight slate. If it was like a 9-fight slate like last week, I'd probably stack the Yan and Sterling fight, but it's 15 fights. I don't see that being optimal. In cash, I think stacking the Yan Sterling fight's not bad. Santos is not Clark or Manuel. No, you're 100% right. 100% right. Santos decision, which is like plus 600. Where do you place it? Mostly on Bet Online, or I really like the FanDuel and DraftKings sportsbooks as well. All right, so next we'll get into this next fight. So yeah, like I already mentioned earlier in the video, I have a parlay with Islam Makachev with Yadong Song. I do have 1 unit on it, and I got that at plus 110. I like that parlay a lot. 2 guys I really like. And a lot of people are, saying the line's off, the line's wide. I really don't think so. I mean, Dober, clearly has a puncher's chance. If he's going to win, it's going to be by knockout. Makachev has been knocked out before. I've been seeing some takes that Makachev is chinny. I mean, the dude got caught. It happens. He was knocked out. It happens. So, yeah, Dober's going to have to stuff the takedowns to win this fight, land a hard shot, and it's going to be tough for him to stop takedowns against somebody in Makachev who has very good wrestling. Dober has a 58% takedown defense. He was taken down 3 times by Alexander Hernandez. He was taken down 2 or 3 times by Benil Dariush. And Makachev thus far in the UFC has shown very good takedowns against some very solid defensive wrestlers. Arman Sarukian, who's very legit. He was able to take him down a couple times. But Makachev averaging 3.4 with a 68% takedown accuracy. I think he has no problem here taking down Dober, possibly finding a submission. We've seen Dober submitted 3 times. As far as any props, I was looking at Makachev by submission plus 325. I don't hate that, but he probably does win a decision. But ultimately, I do like him as a parlay piece. I do have him parlay with Song Yadong. And as far as DraftKings goes, I'm going to be all over Makachev on DraftKings, especially with the new DraftKings scoring system, favoring guys that can grapple, guys that are going to get takedowns. And that's exactly what he's going to do here. I think there's going to be multiple takedowns, tons of control time. And I think a sub is very live as well. So give me Makachev, one of my more favorite plays on the slate for DraftKings. And I think he gets it done outside of a puncher's chance from Dober. So if Dober knocks him out, so be it. But I don't think he's going to have many opportunities to do so because he's going to be on his back for the majority of the fight. So give me Makachev on DraftKings. Makachev as a parlay piece. Was looking at a prop bet of the sub, but just not a good enough line for me there. But Makachev here. As far as Drew Dober on DraftKings, maybe I'll have a little bit because of that puncher's chance, but I really don't see him knocking out Makachev here. But I like Makachev, and I like him quite a bit here. All right. FanDuel is much better than DraftKings. I think the FanDuel Sportsbook is better than the DraftKings Sportsbook, but I prefer the DraftKings for your daily fantasy. DraftKings is better. Let's see here. Do we get access to your optimizer by subscribing to your Patreon? Yes, sir, you do. It lets you parlay props and has better odds. Also, the 2.5 is on FanDuel and 3.5 on DraftKings for the Ultra fight. Yeah, I like both there. But yeah, I like Makachev quite a bit. I do think he gets it done. Maybe by sub. Definitely Islam on a parlay piece. Good call. Yeah, I like him quite a bit as a parlay piece. And I definitely wanted to look for a 2-legger I liked earlier in the week. I went with Batista Brady, and then I found another one I really liked in Song and Makachev there. No. I think that 2 out of 3 will be on the optimal personally, and I'll tell you which 2, and I'll tell you right now, I guess. Nunes, Anderson, I think will be on the optimal, and then Yan Sterling, I think will be on the optimal. Has the stream for the fight started yet? For the fight? What do you mean? Makachev is likely to sub Dober, but I really like Dober. If not, it goes to decision. Makachev should win, but Dober definitely has. Yeah, everybody has a puncher's chance. Megan Anderson has a puncher's chance, but just don't see either happening. I agree. Why is Sterling talk so much? I'm going all in on Jan. I mean, it's crazy. I mean, we see what's up, God, by the way. How you doing? It's just crazy. So many people confident on either side. I mean, I'm split. I'm very split on this one. So on that one, we'll get into it next though. Let's see what we got here. Liking Song into Makachev. Adesanya Makachev. When do the pre tomorrow? I mean, you're a day early, dude. But they start tomorrow. How many new champions do you think there will be after Saturday? I think 0. I'm going to say there's going to be 1, maybe 2, but I'm more so leaning towards 1. Main card parlay, swap out Sterling and Jan. One is plus 1075. The other is plus 1150. Keep the other for the same. It's not bad. Adesanya's Song is my parlay of the night. Don't hate it. Plus money. I like it. Luka Woods, are you trolling? I hope he's trolling. I mean, the dude's an early late. Or a day early there. So hopefully he is trolling. But yeah, the fights are tomorrow, 6 o'clock p.m. Eastern time. So I do want to shout out the sponsor one more time, Pub Sports Radio Live. Go ahead over there. The link is in the description. We're going to be going live for the fights tomorrow at 6 o'clock. Live betting, live commentary. Come hang out. It's a great time. I have been making an appearance the last 2 times. I will more than likely be on there for at least the prelims, which is going to be a ton for tomorrow. So come check us out over there. And then also check out Karma Media. I'm going to be going live on there in 1 hour before lock, talking strategy, talking final bets, chatting up with you guys for about 30 minutes to an hour on Karma Media. The link is in there as well. Had a decent turnout last week, so hopefully another decent turnout for this big card. And then, of course, hit the like button. Let's get to, I don't know where we're at in likes, can't see it myself, but hopefully we got to that 150. Let's get to 200. Let's get to 200. It's a big card, ton of people in here. Let's get to 200 likes and then subscribe as well, almost to 10K. Would love to get there hopefully by the start of the card tomorrow. The General. Dober by KO. So excited for this, man. Yeah, I'm so excited. I'm happy to pay for it. This is one of those cards where take my money. I'm down with paying $70 for 5 really good fights. Hit the like button. I agree. 213. Dang. Thanks, guys. That's awesome. Killed it there. I think he was asking for the start time for tomorrow. Don't think he was trolling. Could be wrong, though. Yeah, hopefully not. But yeah, 6 o'clock p.m. Eastern time. I believe that's what it is. All right, so now we're going to get into the 3 title fights. And 3 title fights, 2 in which should be semi-competitive. And this is one I'm really struggling on. And like I've been saying all stream, like guys are really confident either side. I think it's so hard to be confident either side here. I can't bet either side. My lean, I guess, is Peter Yan, but I'm just not confident in that. I mean, Sterling is legit himself. Both guys looked fantastic at weigh-ins. Petr Yan is shredded. Sterling is shredded. If I was to look at this fight from a betting perspective, I'd probably look at the overs. I don't see an early finish. Sterling, I don't see him knocking out Yan. I don't see him submitting Yan. I mean, it's possible, but I do see this going into later rounds. So I will be looking at maybe the over 2.5, the over 3.5. I have not bet it yet, but those lines have been getting steamed all week. So maybe I missed the train on that, but I do like the overs in this fight. I do think it's going to be a competitive fight. I'm interested to see how Sterling's cardio looks going into that 4th and 5th round. And it's going to be a war. I mean, both guys are out there talking crap. This is easily the best fight of the night. This is easily the people's main event. And I'm excited to watch it, but I'm not laying money on it. I'm not laying money on either side. It's just such a tough fight to call. It's 50-50 for a reason. I think the line right now is Yan minus 110, Sterling plus 110. So pretty much a pick 'em here. Not confident, but I do know what I'm confident in is playing a ton of this on DraftKings. I mean, I'm going to have nearly all of this fight or all my lineups with this fight on DraftKings. It's going to score so good. Both guys throw a ton of volume. I could see some takedowns from Sterling. Believe it or not, I could see some takedowns from Yan in this fight as well. He said it himself. He's probably going to go out there and get takedowns, which I don't necessarily recommend, but I do think he can do it. So either way, there's going to be a lot of volume and 5 rounds to work with. I do think this fight's optimal either way, either who wins. And on DraftKings, $7,800 for Sterling, you're getting a massive discount a $600 discount, and what I think is a 50-50 fight. So I'm going to load up on the Sterling side and only have a decent amount, but I will have a decent amount of Jan as well. I'm kind of 50-50 on it, so I'm going to split my ownership just about 50-50, maybe a slight lean on Sterling just because of the DraftKings pricing. But as far as betting either side, I can't do it. I don't have a strong enough read on either side, but I do like the over 2.5, the over 3.5. I will be looking at that. I have not bet it yet, but I'm looking at it hard. But I'm going to take Jan, but I don't love it. I'm like no confidence in that pick whatsoever. So give me Jan, but I really don't love it. So who do you guys have in this fight? Like I said, I'm looking at the over, but man, tough fight to call. See here, Sterling gets his back eventually. Yeah, that's the narrative, kind of like he's going to get his back early like he did against Sandhagen. I think it's going to be easier said than done. I mean, Jan has very good takedown defense, a very good get-up game. I think it's going to be really hard to sub him out there. I'm with you, going to pass. So they start at 5:15 p.m. Eastern time. So thanks for that. So yeah, check out Pub Sports Live 5:15, and then check out Karma Media around 4. So we're going to be doing that. Let's see here. It is a true 50-50 year on Sterling. Yeah, Megan does have those long legs. The way Jan beat Aldo was scary. He looked fantastic in that fight. He did. Jan. He thought the fight was in a few hours, but it's tomorrow. Yeah, get some sleep, Luca. You deserve it. Over's looking good on this one. It got over 3.5, minus 135. Yeah, good line there. I like it. I think this goes deep into the fight unless Petr Yan knocks him out. I don't see Sterling knocking him out. Maybe he subs Yan, but I just don't see it happening. So yeah, I like the over. Fight doesn't go to decision. I'm more so leaning it towards it going to the distance or like at least a late finish. Calf kicks are going to be key. Could be. Jan hates calf kicks. Could be fight of the night for sure. Yeah, this is easily fight of the night. Jan by split decision. Only person that can beat Sterling is Sean O'Malley. Goodness. Taking Jan by KO. Yeah, Jan by KO is something I was looking at. Plus 240. Not awful. Grocery store tonight. You want to look up on Snacks. Great card. There you go. Thanks for the donation there, J.A. Appreciate that. Dober is a good bet. Deserves to be an underdog, but the line is way off. Makachev has been KO'd. Yep, that's the narrative. He has been KO'd before. It could happen, but then again, I just don't think it's all that likely. But Dober by KO. If you're going to play Dober, play him by KO, which is plus 535. So just take the KO if you are on the Dober side. 50-50, I agree. Yeah, I wish Brad Riddell was on the card as well. I think he's going to be fighting really soon. I think Brad Riddell is fighting maybe next week or the week after. Could be wrong, but I think he's fighting soon. Sterling looked nervous. Who quote Snacks? Who are some value picks? I think along Cruz. I think Thiago Santos, some decent value. I think Jan Blachowicz, decent value for GPPs we'll talk about. Guys like that. Here's a Makachev wins at the distance plus 185. My first all-in bet of the night. There you go. God is betting plus 185. That's not bad. It's not bad. Can we get rid of the calf kicks? No, I think they're going to be more involved in the game as we go on. I think people are going to start doing that more and more because it is working. Elliott versus Espinosa, you think the over 2.5? I'd lean towards the over, I guess. I'm just worried about Elliott subbing him early. Nice bet. I could see Islam getting a submission. I'm with you. Polish power all day. Yeah, I mean, don't sleep on Thiago. It went 5 rounds with the GOAT. I mean, Dominic Reyes went 5 rounds and he got destroyed. So, but he did. He went 5 rounds with him. Close fight. What's up, DFS? I'm thinking of a parlay 1.5 rounds for Jan versus Adesanya and Jan versus Sterling. It comes to approximately minus 104. Yeah, not bad. Not bad. So, yeah, we'll get into the co-main event. And if you guys do not follow me on Twitter, DFS_numbers. I don't usually do these. I've done 2 of them ever. These bets where I say, for example, like Miranda Maverick, I said she was going to beat Luana Jojua. I saw a lot of love on the Jojua side. I said if Maverick lost, I would wear a Jojua t-shirt. I would go to Walmart. I would get all the necessities to create a Luana Jojua t-shirt. And if Luana Jojua won, I would wear that t-shirt live on stream. In the Andre Arlovsky fight with Tom Aspinall, I said if Arlovsky won that fight, I would change my Avi on Twitter to Andre Arlovsky for a week. And so 2 for 2 so far. And this is my third one. So on Twitter, I posted, if Amanda Nunes loses to Megan Anderson, I'm going to, 1, make my Avi on Twitter for a week, Megan Anderson. And for 2, I'm going to buy a Megan Anderson t-shirt on the UFC website. It's $40. Nice red shirt there. And I'm going to wear it on my next stream. So honestly, a lot riding on this fight for me. I'm not going to lay the minus 1,000 on Nunes, so I might as well make some fun out of it. And I see a lot of love for the Megan Anderson side. I just don't see it whatsoever. Nunes has her beat in every single aspect, and it's not even close. A lot of people think the line's off. It's not. I'm around like minus 1,000. That gives, Nunes like a 92% chance of winning around there. I think she does win 9 out of 10 times. Honestly, pushing towards 10 out of 10. If they fought 100 times, I'd say Nunes would win about maybe 95 out of those 100 times. I mean, it's just so hard to see Megan Anderson winning unless Amanda Nunes comes out here, completely gasses out, but she's shown that she can go 5 hard rounds, especially lately. And I think all it's going to take is one takedown, and that's all it took for Felicia Spencer. It took her one takedown, took her back, subbed her out. Holly Holm went out there, dominated Megan Anderson on the mat. I think Nunes, if she wants, she can do whatever she wants. If she wants, she can extend this fight, dominate her that way. But if she wants to get out of there early, I think she can. A really popular bet is that over 1.5. It's going to be so sweaty because Nunes is going to have a massive advantage on the mat, on the feet as well. But if she takes it down to the mat, she's probably going to finish the fight, honestly. So I'm actually looking at the under in this fight. It's really hard to see Anderson lasting 7.5 minutes. And also that does, if Anderson somehow knocks out Megan Anderson, or if Megan Anderson somehow knocks out Nunes early, it covers that as well. So I'm kind of looking at the under. I was waiting for some money to come in over, but it's kind of staying around like plus 100. So I might be looking at that. But yeah, give me Nunes here all day. I get that Megan Anderson is a decent amount bigger than Nunes. Anderson was a decent amount bigger than Felicia Spencer, and Spencer took care of her in 3 minutes. And another thing about the over-under there, in the last 7 out of 8 Megan Anderson fights, they've all hit the under. She's someone that she either gets to finish early or she has been finished early before. So I do think Nunes has a very good opportunity to finish this in the first round. And honestly, I think it's only going to take one takedown. A lot of people are taking too much stock into her not being able to finish Felicia Spencer, who is a decent grappler and very tough. Megan Anderson's grappling is awful. Her takedown defense is awful. And I don't want to talk about this fight too much, but it's something I do want to mention. Look at the stats for Megan Anderson. Lands about 1.82 significant strikes per minute, absorbs 2.94, 38% striking defense. Her takedown defense is atrocious, 53%. Her grappling is atrocious. Nunes all day. Nunes all day for me. As far as DraftKings, going to be like 80% Nunes, maybe even more. I think she's going to score a ton, whether she does get that first round finish or whether she does take it to the later rounds, racking up takedowns, top control. And what I noticed about her scoring is out of all of her fights in the UFC, she scored over 100 in all of her fights, besides against Valentina Shevchenko. Other than that, she's hit the 100 mark. I think she hits the 100 mark here. So give me Amanda Nunes. I don't have a bet on it. I'm not laying the minus 1,400, but I do have a bet on it on Twitter that if Amanda Nunes does lose, I will be wearing a Megan Anderson shirt on the next stream. So a lot riding on this fight. Nunes by sub does look nice. I agree. That is plus 170. Not bad. Oh, not at all. She looked a lot bigger than Felicia Spencer, and Spencer destroyed her. So no, I don't care about that. Finish with 250 likes. That'd be awesome. I'm not laying 9,600 on DraftKings. It would be too tricky. Yeah, I've been able to make lineups with Makachev and Nunes. There's so many great dogs and value plays down in the AK range. You can make any lineup you want this week. Even if you think Megan Anderson loses, what about running her? Yeah, I'm fading Anderson and DraftKings 100%. This would be the biggest upset in UFC history, I believe. And I know, the narrative, Agapova lost as a minus 1,000 favorite. Macy Barber lost at minus 1,000. This is the GOAT. Amanda Nunes. Nunes said in her interview today that she was out of shape. Oh no, from her pregnancy. She wasn't pregnant. What are you talking about? She didn't even, what? She blamed the takeout food? Interesting. I didn't see that. I always thought Amanda is overrated, but she keeps winning. I don't think she's overrated. Under 1.5 is definitely the wave, especially with Megan Anderson understat. Yeah, I mean, she's somebody that either gets to finish early or gets finished early. And, Nunes really should finish her in the first round. Yeah, exactly. Feeding her to the Lions. Nunes could have a baby today, then go straight to the octagon from the hospital and still beat Megan Anderson. I agree with that. I am from around the Cleveland, Ohio area. Currently in PA. Yeah, so if anybody's on Megan Anderson, let's say it right now. Say it right now. And I saw somebody's laying their house on Megan Anderson. Good luck, but I don't know. I don't see it. Anderson did look a little iffy. I agree. I mean, it's tough. I mean, she can do what she wants. I mean, if she wants to keep the standing and knock her out, she can. If she wants to submit her, she can. So that's why it's hard. I think the under is something I'm looking at. Nunes by first round, something I'm looking at. Haven't bet it yet, but I think the under is something I might look at as well. Amanda did not look great on the scale. I didn't think she looked awful. Can you fade Izzy or Nunes at the top and build from there? I'm kind of fading Israel Adesanya. I'll talk about why in a second, at least on DraftKings. Go blue. Chris is from Youngstown, pretty close to where I grew up. I'm Megan Anderson to lose. There you go. Oh, come on. Nunes's baby could beat Megan. I don't know about that one. But yeah, Megan Anderson, just not impressive. I mean, she's beat some very low-level competition. Johnny the Greek, bet Anderson by KO. Yeah, if you're going to bet Anderson, go ahead and bet her by KO, which is plus 1420. No, it's plus 850 now, so yeah. I don't care how big Megan is. It's different when you get in there and they lock the cage. I mean, I think just because how big she is, it's going to be easier to take her down. I think she's going to take her down no problem. And easy as well. Let's see here. How much weight do we have for a fight? You have about, like 21 hours? You have 21 hours, dude. Nunes sub plus 25, not a bad look. What are your best 3 unanimous decision picks? I don't know. I guess Cruz, Benavidez, maybe France, something like that. Casey Kenney would not. Yeah, that's a big talking point this week. Would Casey Kenney beat Megan Anderson? Very interesting talking point there. I don't know. I think it would be a good fight. I really do think it'd be a good fight. But I'd lead with Kenney. One more sleep. How many KOs do you see on this card? I see like 1, 2. I don't see many, dude. I see maybe like 2 or 3. Nunes over Anderson and Anzarov over Durham parlay. I do like that. What's up, Preston in the building? Let's get that money. I agree. Exactly. People think because they're big, they instantly have an advantage. Look at John Dawson when he is fighting. Yeah, I mean, Anderson could be 8 feet tall. She's gonna, lose the fight. But I could be wrong. But I put my money where my mouth is. I will have to buy a Megan Anderson shirt if she does pull it off. So we'll definitely see. Yeah, I think we all heard what Kenney said about Megan. Caleb thinks Kenney would win. All right, so yeah, we'll get into the main event here. We have about an hour and 30. I get it. It's a big card. So yeah, this is a fight I'm really, really struggling on. I see a lot of people confident on Adesanya's side. I see a lot of people taking the shot on the dog here in Blachowicz, and it's just a weird fight. I mean, Adesanya coming up in here into weight. He weighed in like 200 and something, low 200s. I know that. This week he said on an interview that he was going to weigh around 193, so he lied in the interview there. Came in a little bit heavier than a lot of people expected, which I don't hate. But it's just a weird fight because I think that Jan, if he comes in here with the right game plan, is definitely live. And, that power, he's live as well. I'm somebody that is probably the biggest Jan Blachowicz hater out there. I mean, I pick against this guy nonstop, and he keeps screwing me over. I had a bet on Dominic Reyes his last time. Dominic Reyes looked like crap. That was Blachowicz's best performance I've ever seen. The dude looked fantastic. Those kicks were nasty. He threw a ton of output, and Dom didn't look like he wanted to be in there that night, and Blachowicz knocked him out. I picked against him against Luke Rockhold, which, looking back, what an awful pick, but I did. And then I picked against him against Corey Anderson. And then I did have him against Souza, but still. So he has been screwing me as of late. I was not a believer of that Polish power. I thought, so what? He's knocking out Luke Rockhold. He has no chin. He's knocking out Corey Anderson. He has no chin. But once he knocked out Dominic Reyes, I knew that the Polish power is legit. It's real. I believe in it now. So, man, the money's been coming in on Blachowicz here. Adesanya opened at minus 270, currently minus 220. So people are taking a shot on the dog. And I just have some question marks. Like, what happens if Jan Blachowicz comes in here and he's able to close the distance in that small cage? He's able to clinch up with Adesanya, being the bigger, stronger man by a decent margin. And what happens if Blachowicz takes down Adesanya? I mean, he's going to have a massive, massive weight advantage. Blachowicz is somebody that cuts down to 205. Just the question marks, but I'm going with Izzy here. I think he's going to have a massive speed advantage. Jan Blachowicz is slow. Like, he's extremely slow. He does these little blitzes, easy to counter on his way in. I do think Adesanya is going to have a massive success on the feet if Blachowicz stays at range, which is very possible. But if Blachowicz comes in here with the mindset of closing the distance, getting the takedown, clinching up, I think is extremely live here. But I'm not laying my money either side here. What I do like is a prop. And I bet this earlier in the week. I have the over 2.5 in this fight. I got it at minus 140. I have 1.5 units on it. I kind of feel like this could be like a slow pace fight, like Romero. Both guys really respecting each other's power. Staying on the outside, not much going on. So I do like that over. I honestly think if the under hits, it's going to be because of Jan Blachowicz. I don't really see Adesanya knocking out Jan unless it's very late in the fight, unless he really puts the damage on him throughout the fight. Blachowicz has only been knocked out one time in 35 fights by Thiago Santos. Other than that, his chin is held up. And will that power that Adesanya has really translate to the 205-pound division against somebody huge in Jan Blachowicz? So I like Adesanya. I like him by decision. I'm not betting it. I bet the over. That's good enough for me. Honestly, it's probably dog or pass if I was to bet on either side here. I'm not laying the minus 120 on Izzy. It's just so many question marks. I do think he's the much better fighter. It's not even close, but the Polish power. It only takes one. If he gets a takedown, Blachowicz is a black belt, a legit black belt. He can get the sub. So it's sketchy for me. On DraftKings, I'm going to fade Adesanya. I think he's going to be over-owned because it's the main event, because he's Adesanya. And he doesn't really score well. He doesn't really score all that well. I know he scored well in his last fight, but typically, not much volume. And if he does not get that finish, he's gonna bust. And I do like other plays around him, and he's going to be too high owned. So I'm going to take the stance, completely fade Adesanya. I don't see him getting an early finish. If he does, so be it. But I'm going to take Adesanya, but just not confident in it. And if anything, I'd probably take a shot on the dog, honestly, or at least Blachowicz inside the distance could be something to look at as well. But it's just no question about it. Adesanya is the better fighter by a really decent margin. But the Polish power and just the question marks. Please explain his power. He couldn't even knock out Jacare. I just got knocked out while in top position by a middleweight. Yeah, he didn't really throw much in that fight. More of a clinching fight. Kind of a weird fight in there. Reyes was more of a favorite than Izzy is. That is true. Blachowicz, well, yeah, I just think it's going to be hard to close the distance, but we're in the small cage. But yeah, Izzy's fast. He's good at circling out. John has that rope. Is the story real? The story is real. You picked Rockhold unsubbed. Dude, everybody's on Rockhold in that fight, honestly. I remember, and especially on DraftKings, Blachowicz was like 10% owned. So yeah, I did like Rockhold in that fight. I thought he'd be able to get down Jan. Did not happen, and Rockhold got knocked out. Maybe a tie. I don't know. But I do see this going later into the fight. If it does go end early, I think Blachowicz could finish him. Yeah, dude, Reyes looked awful. Reyes looked tired. He looked sleepy. I don't know what's wrong with that guy. And you convinced me to change the direction of my pick. Now I'm really thinking Blachowicz might finish before this decision. I don't know. I think either Adesanya decision or a late finish, or Blachowicz is able to close the distance, catch him. I don't know. It's a tough fight. Izzy's my most confident pick on this card by a mile. I'm kind of struggling with it. I do think he's a much better fighter, but it's tough. The fighter to win by KO TKO minus 138, looking nice. Looks decent, but I think Adesanya could win by decision, or I think Jan could win by sub. I hope it doesn't end up like the Romero fight. Yeah, that fight was awful. Y'all said there's a lot of people on Phillips. I'm not. Preston says if Adesanya loses tomorrow, I won't be a happy man. I think he wins. It's just, I don't know. I don't feel great about it. It is literally 50-50. Jan and Adesanya potentially could be a boring fight. That's kind of what I'm thinking as well. Everyone's talking about the Polish power, but what scares me is the grappling. Even the latest embedded episode, you see Jan drilling some takedowns. Dude, yeah, if Jan comes out here and gets takedowns, it's gonna be scary. It's gonna be scary because I'm very curious to see what happens if he is able to get Adesanya down. Yeah, I'll go over all my bets in a little bit. Jan all day. How many dogs? I'm picking Cruz, who's a dog, I think. Picking Tim Elliott, who was a dog. And then I'm picking Benavidez. I think 3 dogs there. Jan, not really a dog, but I pick him there. All right. Will there be 3 finishes on this card? I'd say, yeah, at least 3 finishes. All right. So, yeah. So thank you guys for hanging out. I'm going to recap my bets. But, yeah, should be a fun card. 15 fights. So many fights. We're going to be there for a while watching it, but every fight's good. So can't complain. So my bets I have Dominic Cruz plus 118, 1 unit on it. Joseph Benavidez plus 112, 1 unit on it. Tim Elliott plus 110, 1 unit on it. Those are my straight bets. Might be looking at Kaikar France. I'm not sure yet. I'm looking at that line. Israel Adesanya, Blachowicz over 2.5 rounds, minus 140, 1.5 units on it. I'm also looking at the Jan Sterling over. I'm looking at the Medic Cruz under. I'm looking at the Nunes Anderson under. Have not bet any of those yet, but something I'm looking at. So my 2 parlays, I have Brady parlayed with Batista plus 116, 1.5 units. And I have Song a parlay with Islam Makachev plus 110, 1 unit. And then I have Lemos wins by decision plus 110, 1 unit as well. So tune into the betting breakdown tomorrow. I'm 100% going to be adding some more bets. There's a lot of spots I'm looking at. Going to have a ton of action on this card. And for 15 fights, there's a lot of spots there. As far as DraftKings goes, I love Nunes. I'm going to have a ton of Nunes. I'm going to fade Israel Adesanya. It's a big stance I'm taking. But unless he finishes Blachowicz early, it's not going to score well. I'm going to target the Jan Sterling fight a ton. I'm going to target the Rakic Santos fight a ton. I'm going to target Tim Elliott a ton. And I'm going to target the Medic and Cruz fight a ton. So those are kind of the fights I'm targeting. But yeah, should be a fun card. I think the winning lineup on DraftKings, hopefully it's not shared with a million people like last week. Hopefully somebody takes it down by themselves. That'd be sweet. Izzy by sub is not happening. It's not happening. 404. Yeah, we had like over 400 for pretty much the whole scream. So thank you guys for that. Thanks, Brady. You deserve some Roadhouse for the great breakdown. Good luck with the bets. Yeah, maybe might get some Roadhouse. I don't know. 250 likes, almost 100 minutes. Hardest working man in DFA. Yeah, I put a lot of time into this. I worked overtime this week. I'm not gonna lie. I put it in so many hours. I stayed up till like 6 o'clock in the morning last night. I want to make sure that all the reads are there, and I'm gonna have a lot of action. So hopefully some success. Hopefully winning some money. Hopefully DraftKings goes good. All that good stuff. Appreciate that, Fads. Blachowicz is overrated. That's why Izzy's moving up. I think he's overrated. I do. Personally, I'm not a big fan of the guy, but can't deny how much of a run he's been on. Let's see here. Goodness, guys. The trolls are coming out late. Brady, name one other restaurant you like. I like Olive Garden. I like the Cheesecake Factory. Stuff like that. What's up, Jax? Good stuff, Brady. Love this card, win or lose. Yeah, it's a good card. Have fun. Make some money. It's a fun card. Hang out with your friends. Hang out with us at Pub Sports. It's gonna be fun. Wait, Roadhouse, are you near Monaca, PA? Yeah, I'm near Monaca. What's up, bro? Picks, how you doing? Good luck to you. I think we're going the other way on a couple picks, but good luck to you, bro. Picks. Yeah, dude, Olive Garden's good. Appreciate you, God. Goodness. Olive Garden's good. Come on. My favorite bet. My favorite bet. I want to say it's the Adesanya Blachowicz over 2.5 rounds. I can really see this getting extended, going far into the fight, or even going to decision. So I like that over. So I'd probably say that over there. Dude, I agree. Brady, is it possible to send you a private message? Yeah, hit me up on Twitter, DFS_numbers. Amen. Amen. All right. So, yeah, I don't hate it. I know somebody in my Discord that does have it. I don't hate it. Dog of the day, I hope so, Tom Cruise. But yeah, guys, thank you all for hanging out. Once again, hit the like button. We had a ton of likes. Awesome. We smashed the like record, not even close. Almost to 10K subs. Let's get it by hopefully fight time. And if you guys have not checked it out yet, go check out my full card breakdown and prediction video I posted on Wednesday. I'm doing some giveaways, some free money to give out there. Go check out that video. Comment down your DraftKings usernames. Comment down how many significant strikes you think will combine with Adesanya Blachowicz on my prediction video. I've given over $1,000 away on these contests, so I'm going to keep giving back to you guys for all your support. So that's about it, guys. And good luck. See you tomorrow. If you guys want to hang out on the live before lock I'm doing on Karma Media, the link will be in the description. And then if you guys want to hang out on the kind of like the fight companion where we're going to do live betting, live commentary, the link will be in the description for that. So that's about it, guys. Thank you all for hanging out, and good luck tomorrow for UFC 259 card of the year.